When they were leaving, the lady from the next house called them back. She said, I saw him going up in the attic. Look for him there. They came back, went up to the attic, opened the rice drum, shot him dead in that drum on his head. Try telling his family to live in the same neighborhood. Try telling me my house has been encroached and completely vandalized by my neighbors. I'm happy you raised this question of language. Let me share one thing which I missed in my speech with you. When India earned its freedom and gave itself its constitution, the constitution had the 8th schedule in which it identified 14 languages, which eventually over 4 occasions grew to 22 languages as officially recognized languages under the 8th schedule of Indian Constitution. The original 14 languages had one language called Kashmiri. It still is part of the 22, but it is part of the original 14 recognized Indian languages. Now let me tell you something. It is the only language among those 14 which is not taught in any school. It has no textbook. It has no teacher. It has no qualification. It has no examination. It has no degree. It has no literature. It has no newspaper. It has no magazine. It has nothing printed in it. You want to read Kashmiri, you have to take out a rupee, 100 rupee note, and among those languages, read this in Persian script, Hath Ropi, and you will read Kashmiri. That is what they have done to Kashmiri. The only of those 14 languages. And I was saying language is the...
Sorry, it is not taught in schools in Kashmir?
No, sir.
Sub-question only, sir. I am not...
No textbook, no school, no degree, no qualification, no examination, no teachers, nothing. No official work. No newspaper, no textbook, nothing. No literature. Why? Kashmir has chosen for itself a language called Urdu. Same Urdu, which was not born in Kashmir but more than 1,000 kilometers away in the corridor between Delhi and Lucknow and Farrukhabad. The same language which was the language of mobilization for India's partition. The same language against which Bangladesh revolted and came out of Pakistan because they sought to annihilate Bengali the way Kashmiri is being annihilated, to be replaced by Urdu. The same language which has annihilated local languages in Pakistan. Do you know in Punjab's provincial assembly, if you stand up and speak in Punjabi, your words will be expunged. Pakistan has killed its own native languages of Sindhi, of Balochi, of Pashto and Punjabi, and Balti and Dardi in Gilgit and Pakistan. You talk about plurality, sir. You talk about... I told you what plurality suffers when I gave you an example between Yemen and Morocco. There is no plurality, sir. And let me come back to our resettlement, you said. I must say that we will not live in separate colonies. I asked you in the very beginning, I don't know how many of you have lived as minority Hindus surrounded by hostile non-Hindu majorities. When we were targeted and killed and cleansed from Kashmir Valley, we were living as spread out Hindus all over. We didn't have ghettos. Despite hostility, we lived there. We had to come out because we could not live there anymore. Those of my friends who say my houses were burnt by the students, by the friends who we played cricket with, try telling him to go back to the same house and live with the same neighbors. There was an engineer, telecom engineer, Balkrishan Ganju. Terrorists came to look for him. His family hid him in the rice drum at the attic. They searched entire house, couldn't find him, they were leaving. Because in Kashmir, in mohallas, houses are very close to each other. You open a window, you can see, look into another's house. When they were leaving, the lady from the next house called them back. She said, I saw him going up in the attic. Look for him there. They came back, went up to the attic, opened the rice drum, shot him dead in that drum. On his head. Try telling his family to live in the same neighborhood. Try telling me my house has been encroached and completely vandalized by my neighbors. We are not going back to Kashmir because we are nostalgic about those lanes. We are not going back to Kashmir because I somehow want to revisit the temples, the holy places, which I really miss going back to. I am not going back to Kashmir because I like the climate, I like the apple, I like the lakes, I like the river. I want to go back to Kashmir because if I live out another generation or two, I will not be Kashmiri anymore. My children will not be Kashmiri anymore. I am going back to relive now as a community, to rebuild my community, to rebuild that identity, to nourish my knowledge of language and literature, which I can do only when I live together amongst my own. Not live as a soft target, not live as a hostage in the hands of jihadis who can turn my neck and butcher me as some kind of a ransom to this country called India. This is what they have done when people return to their villages. What happened in Vandahama massacre in 1998? What happened in Sangrampura massacre? What happened in Nadi Marg massacre? Not even 2-year-olds were spared. Kalashnikov magazines were emptied on children, defenseless children. Because they thought if they returned, then what would we have achieved? It took us great effort to cleanse them all out. And these massacres took place. Because they went back to the same villages to live in the same homes, they thought the worst was over. It is easy to theorize about things.